Hi, welcome to the Smart Building Center and the Tool Lending Library, an energy efficiency innovation space offering training rooms, trainings, and a big inventory of sophisticated diagnostic tools, which can be checked out for free in the state of Washington and Oregon. Today, we're going to demonstrate the Extech MO290 Moisture and Humidity Meter. I have the tools set up in the conference room, so we're going to continue our video demonstration there. Okay, so here we are. We have the MO290 Extech Moisture and Humidity Meter. It's a little versatile tool. It can be used pinless with a sensor plate here on the back, or it can be used with pins, and we'll demonstrate both ways. This tool is able to read surface temperature, relative humidity, and vapor pressure, which is a combination of these buttons, which I will show later, and also moisture content of the walls. So why would you want to do that? Mold is in everybody's space, and mold spores are a natural part of our environment, and they enter the building no matter what. We can't control how many mold spores are entering our spaces. But mold grows and thrives in moisture and warm conditions. So one way to control mold growth in our spaces is to control the moisture. And now we're going to demonstrate on how to get good readings on our space walls. Okay, let's start with demonstrating on how to take the surface temperatures. Before we do anything, we're going to remove the dust cap off the tool. And then we can turn it on. And before we go further, let me go ahead and explain what you see on the display. The big number up here is the relative humidity. We're going to start looking at temperature readings, which is the smaller number down below. When I started using the tool, I was questioning and wondering what APO meant. It just stands for automatic power off, so we don't have to worry about that at all. So in order to start a temperature reading, you click on this IRT button for infrared thermometer, and it displays that little symbol. It also produces a little laser, which can be seen. You can see the red laser, the red dot on the wall. So that is where it measures the temperature. Another functionality it has, you can set the minimum, or you can take readings of the minimum and maximum temperatures of the wall. So you would release the button and then click on mode. And then if you click on the IRT button and take a reading, the temperature display will only change if to a lower temperature reading. If you don't pick up any lower temperature readings, it will not change. So I'm just kind of scanning the wall a little bit. And now I'm moving over the window, and it dropped. You can also scan for maximum temperature, and it's the same thing. You click on mode again, push the IRT button, and you can scan your surfaces, and the temperature reading will only change if you pick up a higher temperature. To measure the relative humidity in our spaces, we turn the tool on, and you can see that our reading is 39%. The amount of water being able to be contained within the air depends on the air temperature. The warmer it is, the more moisture the air can hold. ASHRAE's recommendation for a healthy indoor relative humidity is that it should be between 40 and 60%. If it's too high, you need to increase your ventilation. If it's too low, you can add maybe a humidifier. If it's too high, they also have dehumidifiers you can use to control the moisture in your air. Within this function, you can also set an alarm, a high alarm and a low alarm. To do so, you push the RH and the mode button at the same time. And you can see high. Right now it's set to 85. Well, we know ASHRAE says 60, so we can go down. Once you confirm your 60%, then you have the opportunity to set your low number. You change it to the measure you would like, and then click on Alarm Set. Then once you are without these thresholds, the tool will beep and give you an alert. So if you have the relative humidity reading and you push on Mode, it tells you a unit GPP. That is the actual weight of the water content in the air. It's an absolute measure, and it can be helpful if you are over your threshold and you have to remove moisture, and you need to know whether your dehumidifier collected enough moisture or not, because then you can weigh the water and make sure you collected enough water out of the air. If you push Mode again, when it says dew on it, it will tell you the dew point. The dew point is the temperature on which the air is 100% saturated with a given moisture content at this time. So you know if you cool your space down to 48 degrees, it will start condensating. So let's go and see how we can use the condensation mode. In order to get into the condensation mode, you will push the moist relative button and the relative humidity button at the same time. And the larger number now will display the difference between the actual temperature it's reading now here in the room and the temperature of the dew point. So if we click on this infrared thermometer button, it reads the temperature of the surface, and if the difference between the dew point temperature and the reading is less than 25 degrees, it will sound a small alarm, alarming you that there is a potential for condensation in that spot. And for additional information, please look into the manual. There is a small description included in there as well. So now we're going to demonstrate how to use the pinless moisture reading. So in order to get into that mode, you click on Moist. And now we can see a reading there, but we're not measuring anything yet. So we're going to click on Mode and hold it down until it's 0. And now we can actually hold this device against a wall and see what kind of reading we will get. So let's go and hold it against this wall here. And we get a moisture content of 6.323. We can go along the wall and it changes. So if it goes above 15, then I would probably go and do a little bit of further diagnostics of what the source of that moisture could be. So, but this looks all good. Here I have a piece of wood which has been kept in the garage, so there's a little bit of moisture content in it, but on the surface it looks like it's evenly dry. So if I lay my moisture meter on here, I can see I have about 14.5, which is to be expected after being kept in the garage. And then we're just going to go across and see that it varies. And then it increases over here and raises the alarm. And that is because on that side of the piece of wood, I placed a wet towel. And the moisture meter picked it up. Okay, next let's take a measurement using the pins. For that, we'll take this and attach that little cable here at the bottom. And then go into our moisture measurement. And we have to push this button twice because we're not using the internal sensor, we're using the external sensor. Okay, let's take a reading. Take the pins and you insert them firmly into the wood, and that gives you your reading of 14.2. I prepared another piece of wood here. This has been soaking in water overnight, and you can see that it picks up the moisture and sounds the alarm when too much moisture is detected. You can set the thresholds for when the alarm should sound the same way you did with the relative humidity, and you can find details, instructions in the manual provided and included in the toolkit. And if you would like to read about all the instructions we have demonstrated here, the kit includes this user guide and manual, and has maybe the one or other additional functionality you can look up. This concludes our demonstration of the MO290 Moisture and Humidity Meter. If you would like to check out our other tools in our inventory, please visit www.smartbuildingscenter.org.